Hey, and welcome everybody. It's Misha Fayon. I'm here this week. We're talking about weight loss and insulin resistance. So I'm going to start off with a little story for you guys. Look, 2 years ago, I was sick and I thought my life was over, and I was extremely obese and everything hurt. I had gone to a doctor's office because I had a number of health issues going on, but I had a hernia that would protrude every time I tried to engage my sit up or engage my abdominal wall, and it would protrude about the size of my fist. And that young doctor told me she would not do that surgery unless I lost 15 pounds. And I was devastated because, I mean, can you imagine every time you sit up, watching your belly have this thing that looks like your fist poke out by your belly button? That was me. And it terrified me for understanding that it could get constricted or whatnot. So I broke down in tears in that doctor's office because I had tried. Like most of you guys, I had tried to lose weight. I thought I had done all the things. I couldn't lose more than 5 pounds, no matter what I did. Keto and veganism and all of that. So I just literally wept in tears in her office, and she rolled her little blue-eyed, blonde-haired self, her eyes at me, and walked out the door. Told me that she was going to schedule a follow-up, and that if I hadn't lost the 15 pounds, she wouldn't schedule the surgery. So that was part of this journey. Long story short, that was at the end of COVID. It took me a while to get into a nutritionist. I had started the Feel Great system that I talk about all the time for my diabetes, and as a result, I ended up losing 25 pounds by the time I went back for her doctor's visit, by just addressing the insulin resistance. And this was after I tried and tried and tried what it felt like everything, and was only able to have marginal success with losing weight or even feeling better or any of that. So that's part of what started me on this journey. Now, when I went back to her, she finally eventually told me that she thought that she wasn't going to be scheduling the surgery, that her and her PA had a bet that I wouldn't lose the weight and that they were going to not schedule any surgery for me. I'd lost 25 pounds instead of just 15. And I'd contacted her nutritionist, and her nutritionist actually hung up the phone on me because when I earnestly called and said, okay, no, look, I want to learn. Obviously, I had an issue. I want to learn how to be healthier. And he asked me what I had done. I shared with him what I did. And he was just indigent because he had wanted me to go on like a calorie restrictive diet. We're going to talk about all that today, you guys. It does not work. Calorie restrictive diets are hurting you in the end. There's so much science out there for that now, and most nutritionists are still telling you that. So I ended up losing the 25 pounds. The nutritionist hung up the phone on me. The doctor was stunned. I had the surgery. Thank goodness, right? So anyway, that's that. What I found out was that through this thing of insulin resistance is why I was putting weight on, excess insulin in the body or hyperinsulinemia. And as a result of that was also why I was having a difficult time losing weight, because there's this myriad of things that happens when you start having too much insulin in your body. One of those things is that your fat cells are just taking up all of this fat or this energy, and that's what's causing the weight gain, right? But the rest of your body's resistant to insulin, but your energy as far as glucose is so high in your body that your body's continually calling for more insulin, or the doctor's actually giving you insulin shots. Now you're just becoming more resistant to the insulin and putting on more weight and having a difficult time taking it off. On top of that, you're probably having, sorry, you guys, I've had bronchitis, so my voice is going to be really weird today. And I apologize, but you're probably fatigued, have headaches, have body aches and pains, all of this stuff that make it almost impossible for you to be able to do things like exercise regularly and whatnot to lose weight. So one of the other things that's happening that most people are not understanding is, I don't dive into leptin and ghrelin a lot, but I'm going to today just briefly. Leptin and ghrelin are hormones that help with your hunger and satiety. Well, leptin is a hunger hormone. Turns on your hunger switch, says it's time to eat. let's eat. It tells you when you're done eating, so you stop, right? And it also has a big part of your metabolism. When you become insulin resistant, that insulin resistance creates a array of other problems with other hormones. Leptin is a hormone. You now become resistant to leptin. It's out of whack. You're probably constantly hungry, not knowing why you're having cravings and wanting to eat all the time, even when you're feeling like you're doing the right things. The insulin is making you more hungry for sugar and salts, and then it's just compounding the problem. And then you're being told to eat every 2 hours to get your body, what is going on here? To get your body burning fat for fuel, that you need to eat every 2 hours, and that's just not true. So how many of you guys, look, has anybody had something similar to this going on? Like, tell me how many times have you guys heard? Comment and let me know. Have you heard that you need to eat every 2 hours to keep your metabolism burning? That you need to eat every 2 hours in order for you to lose weight, because that's what's fueling this weight loss thing? Let me know how many of you guys have heard that, because look, part of when I started having real problems with weight was when I heard that back in my 20s, and I started to adopt that, having smaller meals, right? And so do you guys want to look at why that's flawed? And it drives me crazy. There are people on this app, on every app, guys, I'm live on a couple of different platforms, but that are telling people like, I lost weight, and what you got to do is you got to eat every 2 hours. Well, every time you eat and you ingest energy in the form of glucose, you're spiking your insulin, right? So now your insulin is going high, and you just start to maybe see a downtick in that insulin, and you eat again, and now you've pushed it back up. So you're continually keeping your insulin levels high when you're continually eating. Excuse me. So that's the exact opposite of what we want to do. And here's why. Insulin is basically a hormone that carries energy to the body. Insulin wants energy for it to do its job. When you're eating every 2 hours, you're training your insulin to always stay high and always be there. Insulin as a hormone is also a primary hormone in your body. It's going to take precedence over anything else. I call it the bully on the playground. Okay, that's one of the things I call it. Insulin is really good. We wouldn't get energy to the tissues of our body if we didn't have insulin. But insulin is definitely like a bully in our body when it's up there, and you've been, yeah, somebody said 3 hours over here. Somebody said 6 small meals a day. All right, so when you're doing that and you're pumping up your insulin, insulin doesn't let other hormones that oppose it come out to play. So shutting down your hunger and telling you you're full are two things that are opposing insulin, right? Because insulin's like, nope, I'm up here. You're telling me you want me out here. Feed me more energy, feed me more energy. And so now what you're doing with every 2 hours or every 3 hours is you're training that insulin to stay high. And once it's at a high level, it's not going to come down. Do you guys know that it can take 8 to 10 hours for your insulin levels to come down? And thank you, Louisa, if you've been eating things that are high in carbs and starches, now that insulin level is going to take even longer to come down. Why is that important? Because the hormone glucagon, I was thinking ghrelin, that's not the right one. So many hormones in our body. All right, so glucagon wants to eat things up. So although it's like the yin or the yang to the yin of insulin, insulin won't let it play as long as insulin's awake and on the playground, because insulin's job is to add two things. It's anabolic. It wants things to grow. If there's something that comes out that says, nope, I'm going to take away all the work you did, insulin's going to say, no, you're not. I'm not going to let you. And it forces that hormone off the playground. So on Mounjaro, I'll come back to that. You're doing more damage to your body. Now, this is not just from me. I sat in with one of the top metabolic scientists in the world who's looked at this and who looked at the factors of what's going on with your fat and whatnot. Mounjaro is causing damage in your body in a number of ways. When Dr. Bickman was asked about things like Mounjaro, semaglutide, any of these Trulicity, these GLP-1 agonist drugs, he was said, when we were in this group with him, they said, what would you tell someone after he gave this long talk about how damaging they are and what's really happening with them? What would you tell someone who is on one of those drugs? So ladies, buckle up, or gentlemen, buckle up. What he said is get them off it as quickly as you can. It's causing damage, or it has the potentiality to cause damage to your liver, your lungs, your kidneys, all of that. It causes this. Now I'm off track, but that's okay, because I want to talk to you guys about Mounjaro. I don't want anybody getting more damaged by it. You guys, when you do all of that, it causes this thing called hyperplasticity in your fat cells. So you're growing more fat cells. Part of how they work is they make you nauseated, so you're not wanting to eat. Well, when that effect wears off in about 2 years, now you're hungry again. You haven't fixed the root cause of why your body got here in the first place, but now you have more fat cells to store that energy in. So you lost weight, right? And you got your insulin levels down because the insulin's going into these fat pockets and it's forcing these other factors in your body. And you come off of the drug, or it's no longer working for your hunger, you have more fat cells, and now there's a problem. There's not been a lot of, I've talked to so many people who've been on those medications and rebounded worse after coming off of them. It's just not worth it. What I'm talking about is a system, you guys, that what I talk about, what I do all the time, what the thing that allowed me to lose 25 pounds, I'm looking for my tea. It's just two real food products, scientifically studied, clinically proven. They're in the same PDR. I don't know if Mounjaro's in there yet. I haven't checked lately, but it's the same journal that or the reference that all of your other medications that your doctor gives you are in, only this is not a medication. It's real food products. So it's not causing damage to your kidneys, your lungs, your heart, your thyroid, any of that. It's just really bridging the gap and putting back what's been stripped out of our diets so that your body can act more naturally with the food that we're eating today. It's about $154 per month, $5 a day. Much less than Mounjaro and Trulicity and all those other things, much less than a number of other things out there. So I'm not a doctor or physician. I can't suggest anything for you specifically. What I can tell you is that the system that I use, that addresses insulin resistance also adds to your cholesterol problems. So what I can tell you, sir, 19-year-old sir, is that, I'm trying to make sure I got all the questions over here, that it has a 90-day money-back guarantee. There's enough science behind this. It's really well produced. It's actual scientists and not just marketers who've said, oh, this sounds like, this is the big thing right now, so we're going to put our marketers on marketing this product that's 1 or 2 types of fiber to you. We actually have scientists who went out and found the best fibers and nutrients to address this issue, and that's what this is. So it has a 90-day money-back guarantee. Why not give it a chance and see if that can happen for you? I have been on the phone today as much as I can with people, and I'm hearing people who are having great reduction with their cholesterol levels. I have a text that I got to get put up because I really suck at getting you guys' text up, and I need to do better. But all of her numbers are better. Her kidney numbers, her liver numbers are all getting better. And she's like, I didn't expect any of this. I have no idea if it's related, but all of these numbers that I've been battling with are getting better now. And it's all I've changed is starting the system. So those of you guys on Mounjaro who are saying, the one who said I can still have carbs and whatnot, you can have carbs and do the system. I'm just going to tell you to limit them. Obviously, those high fructose, high sucrose, sugar carbs are what's causing, and sugar is fructose, is what's causing the issue in the first place. So there's a reason why we're seeing more non-alcoholic fatty liver, and we're actually seeing it in children now. It's fructose that has to be processed by the liver, makes a fatty liver, makes a fatty body, but you can have a fatty liver without having a fatty body. You're still sick inside. So the whole thing is mediating the sugars. Now, I've been listening to the glucose goddess, and I cannot remember her name or how to pronounce it because I listen to a lot of people who are the top in the field. And she says exactly what I'm saying. Although she's doing it with just real food, I mean, like just everyday food. She's eating a ton of veggies before she eats and does all that to get her fibers in. Why I love the system, you guys, and why this is working. We'll get back to the fat loss and the weight loss here in a second. Why I love this system is because everything that she's talking about is what we're talking about. But now, like, yes, I love to have vegetables and stuff too. My breakfast was eggs, shrimp, and Gouda cheese. Did I put a lot of vegetables in there? No, anyway. So I just have this beforehand. This gives me all those fibers, and I can carry it with me anywhere when I travel. I'm going to Tokyo in a couple of months, and I'm going to tell you on that 17-hour flight, do you think I'm going to have a lot of vegetables to eat before they give me the airplane food? Nope, I'm not. But you know what I can do? I can put this in a bottle of water. I usually carry a bottle, like one that's capped like this, and drink it. In fact, whenever I'm on the plane, you see I have a pink one that has a lid that closes, and that goes with me on the plane. I just fill it up with water, drink either my tea out of it or have this out of it, and that's it. I don't have to worry about I'm on an airplane, you're giving me dinner, where's all of my vegetables before I have this protein? It makes my life easy and sustainable. Like, look, I try to do better every day too. I don't always eat cruddy food. But I don't always have the best opportunities available. And how many of you guys are like that? Because almost every one of us has this real life that doesn't provide for us to have all of those healthier things that people are talking about. This just makes it more sustainable and easy for us to do. So, and that's how, look, with the system, I'm going to tell you, the weight loss is a side effect of getting your insulin resistance under control, of getting that healthier. So that just triggered in me when, one of the things that I'm going to be talking about later today in some videos I've got to get done is about the gut microbiome. This is another way and another reason you're having weight issues when you're insulin resistant. Insulin resistance causes this gut microbiome disturbance, and now you have a gut that's inflamed and unhealthy, kind of putrid inside of there. That leaks out. Not only are you gaining inflammation, but it's causing a number of other things that help you to retain weight instead of ridding yourself of weight. So it creates a toxic waste in your system. So this system that I use, there's prebiotics, there's not probiotics in it. These are fibers, plant nutrients, and vitamins. This helps nourish your own gut health so that your body can get its own natural gut flora going back in it. And now you have a healthy gut that allows you to lose weight. So I'm going to pause really quick, you guys. I apologize over here on Facebook. Let me see if I can do this today. To get it on TikTok, you guys are just going to go to my profile up here. That will take you to my profile page, and then there's a link tree. And I can also put that link in the chat. I should have been more prepared for this. Sickness doesn't go well with me. By the way, I don't get sick very often. What's happening right now is just air quality from Canada. I'm right in that jet stream where it's carrying through, and I've had lung damage before in my life. So this is happening now. All right, let's see, Restream. Can I share this for you guys? So you're just going to go to my where is this at? My profile. You'll check the link right under the red lights that's in my profile. On Facebook, you guys, there's a link in the group up there. You can go to mishafayant.com, and then you can go to Linktree at Coach Misha Fayant. You'll find it. So I'm sorry, guys, so I'm going to go over here to TikTok for a second. Now, you guys on TikTok, if my TikTok will reverse. There we go. So over here, you're going to go to this red light symbol. Right below it is that link. That's going to take you to my link tree And that's just like a landing page. On the very top of it, you'll see the Feel Great system right here. So when you get there, that's where you're just going to click on to order. Okay, and I'll come back live later on TikTok and help you guys out. Let's see if I got that link. So those of you guys in Facebook land. Okay, so there's the Linktree link in Facebook. So it costs about $5 a day, you guys. What you're getting is you're getting a box with 30 of the tea. Oh, I lost you for a second. 30 of the tea, 60 of the pre-meal drinks, so 90 drinks for the whole month. So it ends up being about $5 a day. And I had somebody text me this morning that's doing the system, and they said, "Hey, Misha, can I have more than one tea a day?" And I'm like, "Absolutely, you can." I have 2 to 3 a day, not because I think I need extra energy, and I'll go over what these do here in a second. Not because I need extra energy, but because it's packed with nutrients and it's packed with these things that give my brain health, that help me with a healthy heart rate, that help me stay feeling full longer so I'm not wanting to eat. And it just gives me a lot of nutrition in my drink. So if I want something flavored, plus it tastes great, I'm going to have something that's nourishing my body and not just empty something. Okay, so you can have more than one a day of these. I've had up to 4. Like if I have ADD, so sit me down in a lecture, I will fall asleep in a half an hour. So I'll have a couple of these a day when I'm in a lecture, and sometimes I'm in those learning. These you can have more than 2 a day. I would not do more than 2 a day in the beginning because it's only 3 grams of fiber, but it's specific fibers. So this amount of fibers is worth more. This little packet will probably do more for you than the whole half a jar of this. Plus, I couldn't carry this on a plane. I can take this. Because these are specific fibers, 7 different specific soluble and insoluble fibers. I'm going to go over that. So that's that. Now, back to the weight loss. So yes, I'm still a bigger woman. I have my friend Steffi, who is on the system as well. Let's see if we can fix this here. There we go. So this was me, you guys, when I started the system. Over on the left-hand side, that was me. I was miserable. I was fat, fibromyalgia, joint pain, sleep apnea, all of the stuff. I felt like the poster child for insulin resistance, or I know that now. This is only about half of the list of the things that I was suffering with. Those are all gone. But what I really came here to show you was Stephanie. So let's see if we can find her in here, because I want to make a point. And Cindy and Karen are great points too. So here's Steph. I lost 50 pounds. Steph lost 40 pounds. She didn't start it for weight loss, but she lost 40 pounds. Okay. Stephanie has a tall, lean body. I have a short, stocky body. One thing I want you guys to understand with weight loss is I want you to know that you don't need to look like other people. Stop trying to be other people. Be healthy for you. Be healthy in your body. Of course, a lot of excess weight, morbid obesity is going to hurt your body. But some people are just built to be a little different than other people. And so let's not get into that thing where we're all trying to fit into the same size and the same shape and the same everything. Focus on being healthy inside. Focus on making sure that your health is taken care of. The weight will adjust as you take care of your health. So I'm not here to push weight loss as the primary benefit of the system. I know a lot of people do. I want to tell you that I want you to get healthy. I want you to feel better from the inside out. I want your joint pain to stop. I want your migraines to stop. I want you to stop having sleep apnea and fatigue all the time, and just this overall body ache and pain that you can't explain. I want all of that to go away for you guys. And trust me, as that starts to happen, your body will adjust and you'll lose weight. Now, one of the things, one of the other ones I'm gonna be doing a video for this week is just this topic, because when we're addressing weight loss, especially with the system is not here for you to lose weight. It's to help you get your A1C, your blood glucose, and your triglycerides under control, right? So what's happening when those things are normalizing, you're becoming sensitive to insulin again. Now you're taking up energy normally. Now you have the capability of using building blocks correctly. Skin tags go away. Skin discoloration goes away. My elbows were black or dark brown all the way down and rough and scaly, and I was washing them all the time. Could be in your underarms and your groin. All of that is resultant of this. Some people think, oh, it's just obesity, but it's not. You guys, and I'm kind of the one out in right field where I believe that it, and I know that you have to have excess insulin to put on excess weight. So you may have excess insulin before you become what they would term insulin resistant, but you still have too much insulin in your body, which means that if you can address that and keeping the insulin levels down by leveling out your glucose spikes, then you're not as likely to put fat on in the first place, and losing it becomes easier because you're more sensitive to that insulin. So that's a lot of stuff, right? But that's why we're having weight problems, why all of this is going on. There was a point I was getting to and I lost it. So there's so much to talk about. But all right, I'm going to dive into the products, you guys. Before I do, I want to show Cindy and Karen because this is amazing to me. When you look at these two ladies, here's Cindy. She's now lost over 100 pounds. Okay, but her A1C was not that high yet. She was in pre-diabetic range. She was having some hypertension, some hyperlipidemia, inflammation, brain fog, neuropathy like I was having, but she was gaining weight rapidly, right? You can put on weight, you can put on fat cells. This whole thing, I heard a doctor saying the other day, you're born with the same fat cells you'll have all your life. And science has determined that's a lie. Some people only have the same amount of fat cells and they become hypertrophic, where they grow till they're done growing and you have a personal fat threshold. And then when those are done growing, that starts spilling out into the bloodstream. So when we look at Karen, I'm going to assume, I can't tell you for sure, but having this knowledge, armed with this knowledge, I've hit the wrong buttons, you guys. I'm good at hitting the wrong buttons. Okay, so we look at Karen. Beautiful woman. She was a little bit overweight, but her A1C was 11.5. She probably has hypertrophic fat cells where they got so full and they were like, nope, we're spilling this out in the bloodstream. Now that becomes high A1C and blood sugars. Whereas Cindy probably has hyperplastic fat cells, meaning her fat cells continue to multiply. So there's more storage for that energy that insulin's carrying around. So she's growing. And then finally, when those start filling up and her body's like, okay, that's enough. We're not growing any more of those, or we're going to slow down. Now her A1C starts climbing slowly. So there's a big difference. Every body is different. Everybody has, when I'm listening to the glucose goddess talk, one of the things she talks about is, there's so many things, not just hormones, but like your hydration, your stress levels, your genetics do play a part. All of these things, the environment you live in, can affect whether you gain or lose weight or how your body is built and what you do with it. Again, be healthy. Oh, Sarah. So I have a comment over here that says, I want to try the system, but you're afraid you can't afford it over the next months after that. So here's the thing. What I would encourage is just try it. Two things are going to happen here. Number one, you have a 90-day money back guarantee. So if it doesn't work, you're going to get your money back. No harm, no foul, right? But when you find out that it does work, you're probably going to be like me and hundreds of other people who've gotten, thousands now, who've gotten on this and realized, because you're not craving sugar and salts and you're not hungry all the time, you're eating less food. So it's not about calorie counts. You're buying less food. So the 154 that I'm spending a month on my system, I save that much in the food and the junk that I'm not buying to try and satiate my insulin, which is calling for more energy. There was a time when I started that I was just like, I would have those glucose spikes and falls, and I would be buying things like a candy bar, a bag of chips, or a soda pop when I'm in diet. But trying to satiate myself when I'm out driving for Lyft all night. And so it's not a very healthy place to be. But what I noticed is when I started the system, when those cravings go away and you're not buying those and you start to add up, what's a candy bar now? $2 and something. And I know a lot of people, you guys, you don't have to be honest with me. Be honest with yourself though, because most of us are buying a number of those things in a day. And look at, if you're like me, we go buy things and then we're like, oh, but I didn't spend that much on it, because we're not seeing the cumulative effect of how much we've spent. But at the end of the month, we're like, man, where did all my money go? I should have had excess money. Well, it just got spent on all that junk that's damaging your health. So the system actually, for me, it has cut my budget, my food budget, in half. But then I was on 10 different medications when I started. I'm not on any medications. I would go to the doctor's office about every other week because there were so many things failing and wrong with me. I haven't been to a doctor in 2 years. So the costs of all of that, the time lost from work, the gas driving back and forth, the co-pays for the medications, all of that, I've saved that money more than I can tell you. Plus the benefit of being able to get up and play with my grandkids, to be able to go, like I went zip lining, climbing up through the mountains. 2 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to do that. Like I was in so much pain. I couldn't walk up and down a flight of stairs, much less go zip lining. And yet I've done it. So I don't know. I'm going to invite you, Sarah, just try it. I know you've been watching for a long time. Just try it, because the only step forward is to take a step forward, right? You guys, I want everybody to get healthy and feel better. It's 3:33. I'm so random, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm so random, but angel number, 3:33. So like, yeah, it's literally life changing, you guys. Part of the reason that I'm doing this is because it changed my life so drastically. I really need to add the picture of me. I had lost the weight, but I have a picture of me when I took my cane, my walker, with my little purple car. Purple, do you think I like purple? To donate that cane and walker because I no longer needed it. So yeah, I was actually using a cane and a walker because I was in so much pain that I didn't use the walker a lot because I'm stubborn. So it would be in my car, and then I would not get it out because I didn't want to look like the old lady. I am, but I didn't want to look that way. I'm not old, but I am. I'm 59. So all of that's gone. I don't have a cane or walker. I don't have any of that stuff. I'm up and down off the floor. I'm playing again with the kids, trying to teach myself to run again with 2 new hips and a new knee is interesting. But all right, you guys, that's the change it can make in your life. But you're never going to know until you try it. So you just have to try it. I'm going to dive in, show you what the system is, and see if I can get through this in short form today, because I am kind of a long-winded person. All right. You guys, before I do, see what I mean? Before I do, look at this. This is some of the things that insulin resistance causes. So if you're here and you're not sure, is this you? Why does it matter to me? These are a number of the things. If you see yourself on that list, things like PCOS, erectile dysfunction, arthritis, osteoarthritis, type 2 diabetes, stroke, sarcopenia. You guys, there's a reason that you're not putting on normal muscle. It's because of insulin resistance. All of these things, you guys, I'll pause for a second, screenshot if you need to. But there are a ton of things. This is only some of them that are linked to insulin resistance. Cancers are linked to insulin resistance. I'm not saying that it causes it or that the system is going to cure it. I'm saying that excess sugar, excess insulin is linked. So gastrointestinal disorders, circulatory disorders, all of that. So I've talked about all the weight and whatnot. There's some other ways you can tell if you're insulin resistant. If you have hypertension, which I've heard a number of people talking about, that's a sign. If you have skin tags, if you have that dark skin patch on your elbows, neck, knees, that's a sign. That PCOS, like I said, polycystic ovarian syndrome, where your ovaries are not working right. There's a hormonal imbalance. and you're not having periods and you're unable to conceive, all of these things, facial hair, but your hair is falling off on your head, weight gain that you can't get rid of, fatigue, and all this similar symptoms to insulin resistance, that's PCOS. And erectile dysfunction, you guys, there's a number of ways that this causes erectile dysfunction. If anyone wants me to cover that, put a yes in the group. I will do a video for it. I'm not going to cover it today. I can tell you why erectile dysfunction is linked to insulin resistance and why men should not be feeling guilty or bad or wrong that it's something that's out of your control that's affecting women in our fertility too. So would you be interested to know that Dr. Bickman says that he would call some of this metabolic infertility instead of like, well, erectile dysfunction is pretty simple, but PCOS. So, all right, I'm going to hop on past a number of these things, and we're going to get into the meat and bones of this. But look, you guys, that's the food we're dealing with. Why we're doing this. When people say, I had somebody say, I'm cutting out all processed food. Like, guys, look, if you're not growing your own food from heirloom seeds, you are buying processed food, even if you're buying raw food. This is what a watermelon used to look like and what it looks like now, what corn used to look like and what it looks like now, what carrots used to look like and what they look like now. I have examples of bananas and peaches and stuff. You guys can just go type this phrase in, what our food used to look like. You will see a ton of examples. So how did they get from where they were to where they are? Fibers have been stripped. Starches and glucose have been pumped up in them. Now you have this perfect thing, that watermelon. I like to call it sugar water in a shell. That's causing your problem. So what are you supposed to do if even the natural food that you're buying has this problem? Well, that's why this has been created to help you more sustainably get back to a healthy form in life. So now I can go into what these are for, right? And then you guys, I can tell you my 6 simple principles. Know that if you go to Linktree, there is an ebook there that will help those of you who feel like you can't afford it. Look, I really do want to help you. I sat down, I wrote this ebook to give you the principles to help you understand what you can change to make change in your life. But if you want to make it more sustainable, if you want to just know that you're covering the bases, you can try the system like Sarah's thinking about. I'm trying to say Sarah, whatever, all at once. So I apologize. This is what's happening. Remember when I said it takes a while for your insulin levels to drop? After you've eaten dinner at about 6 p.m., it takes around 8 hours for your insulin levels to drop. Then it takes another couple hours for that glucagon. Remember, insulin anabolic, glucagon catabolic. One wants things to grow, one wants to eat things up. Glucagon, the eat things up hormone, doesn't want to come out to play till insulin is gone. And then by then your digestive system is resetting. But at this point in time, most of us are waking up and putting sugary foods into our faces. Oatmeal, cereals, bagels, pancakes, French toast, all of that stuff, right? Now what'd you do? You're like, oh, insulin, come out to play. Glucagon just got to step out the door, but we want him to go away. So when you wake up and you have that kind of meal, you're just inviting insulin back out. Now you're perpetuating the problem. So you need to do a little bit of intermittent fasting and let that insulin stay down. So then when you do that, what we're doing is we're having this tea in the morning that shuts down your hunger. I'm going to go over all the properties of it in a second. It does not break your fast. Neither one of these products break your fast for our purposes of keeping your insulin under control. So you can have your tea, which I had this morning, hot and cold. I'm a two-fisted drinker, cold and hot. And then you wait until about noon if you've had dinner at 6, and then you have your pre-meal drink 10 minutes before your meal. So if you ever listen to the Glucose Goddess, this is exactly what she's talking about. We're creating that protective barrier in your gut. What this is also doing is it's starting to fill it up and help you feel more satiated before you even eat. But that's not the biggest property of this. Those fibers, the specific fibers in this, and every fiber has a different action in your body, create a gel matrix that start to slow down the delivery of glucose into your system, allowing your insulin levels to come down. So I get ahead of myself. Thanks you guys for hanging out and listening. I'm going to skip past this because I really want to get to the products before my voice gives out. one thing. Our tea, though, goes through a 5-step patented process I love. So not only is it hand-picked, and so it's picked at the exact time of ripeness that we want it, it's not machine harvested. So ethically, sustainably harvested. Love that about the product. It's fire roasted to gently bring out those components that we need from the bulk of the plant. Then those are extracted and concentrated. But one last step that we take for you guys, now that goes to a lab in Switzerland where it goes through a process called hyperpure, removing pesticides and some of those PAHs. So now you have a really pure, highly concentrated extract that delivers up to 375 times more of the regular components in a big steeped herbal mate tea. That process is really important to me. So with the Unimate, one of the great things with it is you can have it all day. You can have it anytime, no crashes, non-addictive. It suppresses hunger and cravings by allowing you to use your own stored fat for fuel. So if you're here for the weight loss part, this is starting that. First thing in the morning, you're having your tea, you're teaching your body to use fat for fuel, but you're staying satiated, right? There's a mental and a physical component. So when your body's burning its own fat for fuel, you're not hungry because you're not needing energy. Then it's giving you a boost in mood. There was a recent study that showed wellness scores in this short study that was done were increased by 75% in people who drank the Unimate tea regularly for a 30-day period. 75% increase in their wellness score. So, Cepha, it's the Feel Great system. Go to my profile link right up here, my profile. Tap on that. There's a link there. I'll show it to you again in a little bit. Actually, I'll just stop right now and show you. So this is if you go there, that's my profile. Red lights. Click the link below. Yours will look black, not red. That's going to take you to my link tree. I'm going to pause for a second, Guy Story on Facebook. If you click that order now button, oops, there it goes. It should say Michelle Fayon at top. Make sure that's what it says so you get connected to me. I get to coach you and help you if you value this. And then you're just going to click the buy now. Then you're into the page where it purchases 30 tea, 60 pre-meal drink. And check this out, you guys. For those of you who don't know, Sarah, if you're still here, it's now available in pink lemonade for a very limited time. Oh, I got ahead of myself. The tea is available in lemon, ginger, and black. The pre-meal drink has always been available in orange, but for a very limited time, it's available in pink lemonade. And it's new packaging, so it makes it easier to get into your drink bottles. You guys, I've had it. It's a really nice little flavor on the meals where I'm going to have more carbohydrate, less protein. I'll add a scoop of vanilla protein. Amazing flavor that way as well. So if you're interested in that flavor, get it while it's out there. If you're new, you can order it now. And there you go. That's where you order it, Safa. And it's $5 a day, about $154 a month. If you put it on subscription, which I would just absolutely leave it there, you can cancel that at any time. You get free shipping. You get the $5 off. And then they're giving you this first month, this free hand mixer with your first order to help you along the way. So there's all of that. Now back to the regular stuff. All right. I hope that answered that question. Sarah, yeah, if you're still here, you got to try that pink lemonade. I like it. I'm excited for the people who get to try it now. There are some other flavors that are going to be coming out as well. All right, so back to the Unimate. So again, right now, Unimate is available in lemon, ginger, or black. Black tastes more like coffee, not black tea. Okay? Coffee, not black tea. Lemon ginger has a good hit of ginger in it. So if you're not a ginger fan, stick with the lemon. If you do like ginger, you'll love the lemon ginger tea. That's what's in my drink in the morning, every morning, especially when it's hot, which I need to go drink one because I'm stressing my vocal cords. All right, so I'm going to go back here. You guys, that Unimate, one of the reasons I love it so much is this. The chlorogenic acids in there. Oop, I'm going to lose my phone. I can feel it. This isn't cooperating. All right, there we go. Maybe. All right, we're just going to hold it up here. So those chlorogenic acids promote neuroprotective gene expression. They have an antioxidant effect in the brain. They help you with feelings of well-being. They support your healthy blood pressure, and they promote weight loss. That's just one component of the tea. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can figure out what I did to my, there we go. All right. So then a couple of the other components I really love in this tea, and I'm aiming to do some more videos, but got so many to do. Theobromine, it's best known as the mood-boosting molecule that's found in high-quality chocolate. You guys, there's 3 times the amount of theobromine in this tea as compared to the highest quality dark chocolate. Theobromine helps support healthy blood pressure, cholesterol levels, promotes a feeling of calmness, reduced mental fatigue, and improves focus. These things, called adaptogens, attach to the caffeine molecule that's naturally occurring in the plant, and they adapt it so that you don't have those normal effects of caffeine that you're thinking about, like from Red Bull or coffee. So it's a much gentler, not throw you up against the wall, make you jittery and angry kind of good feeling. It's a more calm, good feeling. So then the third one is mate saponins. They're a class of molecule called saponins that are specific to the yerba mate plant. They support healthy triglycerides and the body's ability to burn fat. Now, in those are those triterpenoid saponins that you hear about when we're talking about reishi tea. Different triterpenoids, but it's very similar. So they're suggested to have human health benefits, including lowering serum cholesterol levels and providing antioxidant and anti-cancer activity. My flawed thinking thinks if I talk faster, I'll get done before my voice goes. Sorry for that, you guys. All right, so the Unimate is amazing. You can mix it with cinnamon. You can mix it with stevia flavors if you want. You can mix it with a number of other things, but just make sure you're not adding calories to it, and then you're fine. You can have it in the morning before presentations or meetings or before you work out. You can have it any time of day. I do. This, Sarah is asking about bone health. So there's a couple of things here. I want to talk about. I'm gonna switch this around and talk to you guys here too. So bone health. I'm not going to tell you that this is going to build healthier bones, but what I'm going to tell you is there's a lot of knowledge about the fact that when you have insulin resistance, your normal tissues in your body are just not building. So think of muscle loss, yes, bone loss, tissue loss, as in like meniscal, ligament, whatnot. They start to get brittle and don't get all the energy they need because they're resistant. So when you start changing back to being insulin sensitive, it naturally allows energy to get to those for that to build more naturally. That's why some people don't see weight loss right away with the system, because they're naturally building up lean muscle, tissue, bone that they were losing before as they're losing fat. So the weight on the scale might not be changing, but their size and their density and their makeup is changing, because now the body is getting energy to areas that it needs to. Now, we do have a product, Sarah, you can't see it over here. On my link tree is a product called Bone Fortify, and that will help. So that has calcium, magnesium, K3, and D2. All of those are super important to the metabolism as well. But I will have the Bone Fortify at night because of the magnesium. It helps sleep. It has a great berry flavor, but I add that as an adjunct to the Feel Great system. This will naturally start you with you reversing your insulin resistance. It can help you with some of that stuff, or it has for me and a number of other people. So the second component to the system is, there's a bunch of messages down here that I'm missing. Maybe not. Okay. Trying to keep up with all you guys. All right. Sorry for it being small. Again, there's 4 patented blends in this. Cracks me up when I hear people say it's got biosphere fiber. That's not a natural fiber. No, because it's a scientifically made blend of fibers to deal with a specific issue. So there's 4 patented blends in here that make this gold, and this is what they are. So, whoop, I keep forgetting this part. I'm going to skip past that. We'll deal with it another way. But look at you guys, when you're not having balance in your diet and you're spiking your glucose, your insulin is high like this, right? You're eating every 2 hours. Now you're keeping it high. When you use the system, you're allowing your glucose levels to not have to go high and your insulin levels stay down. I'm going to tell you why. So with the balance, the first one in there is the Biosphere proprietary formula. That's a unique blend that has 5 different sources of fiber. Those help support cholesterol levels and slow the conversion of high glycemic carbohydrates. So they're encapsulating those carbohydrates, slowing down how quickly they hit your system. And so it makes a high glycemic food into a medium glycemic food per the science on this product. Okay. It can actually reduce glucose spikes by 20%, I think, and insulin spikes by 13%. Adding 2 packages of this before a high carbohydrate meal can reduce your insulin spike by 27%. Science says that. Not me, science. Okay, so the second thing in there is the 7X technology. That's a specialized blend of plant-derived polysaccharides or viscous fibers. Viscous fibers are soluble and they form a thick gel matrix. That's the one starts to fill you up. For me, it helps soothe my stomach down. And then it encapsulates it and clings to the food, slowing down how quickly the food is getting into your system. Okay, so that helps you stay full longer, helps slow down that delivery of carbohydrates into your system. And then the cardio matrix is a blend of plant extracts that supports the body's cholesterol absorption process, and that blend can limit the absorption of cholesterol from the digestive process. And then to add to it, they've recognized that there's a number of vitamins and minerals that actually help with metabolism and all these processes. And there's a list of those there. It's also on the box and it's also on my website. Those are added. Now you have this 4-way complex that's heart healthy, that's helping you with your blood glucose and your weight. You guys, yes, it's a real product. The company's been around and it's parent form since 1903. We have studies and partnerships with all of these amazing companies, high-end rattlesnakes, I think. So like number one, it's not going to pop you on any drug test, or those of you who get drug tested for work. This is listed with NSF, with Cologne list, and informed choice for so safe for sport. We have studies with American Heart Association, American Diabetes Association, the Cleveland Clinic, the University of Sydney, and on and on and on. This is only a few of the amazing facilities we have studies with. So there's that. And you guys, my voice is totally flipping, giving out on me now. So I'm going to go rest it because I do have a team meeting here in a little bit. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Look, I will be doing some more videos, my voice pending, on how weight loss and weight gain is linked to insulin resistance, so you can better understand that. Apple cider vinegar does help the blood sugar spike. But I have apple cider vinegar. You guys be careful of the apple cider vinegar. Yes, I'm still in TikTok. The apple cider vinegar needs to be like the Bragg's raw apple cider vinegar. Let's quantify that. Be careful of some of those labels. This though, I keep cutting out. Oh, that was because an alarm went off. I have an affirmation alarm to tell myself that I'm a good person. No, I am. So, all right. So this can, I take it with me anywhere. The apple cider vinegar I can't pack and put on a plane. By the way, those apple cider vinegar gummies, you guys, I got some just to see. I immediately called the company and sent them back because they're made with high fructose corn syrup. Who does that? You're trying to give people something to supposedly help their blood sugar spike, and yet you pack it with one of the highest. Oh my God, don't get them. Don't get them. It's not a good thing. All right. So the last thing I want to say is we will have a meeting tonight with Rav Malik. We are building a team. We're growing rapidly. We're serving people around the world. I have customers in the UK. I have customers in the UAE, in Australia, in New Zealand, in South America, in Canada. This is worldwide. We're saving lives worldwide. So join me on this mission. If you're ready to join me on this mission, save lives, help people out, and change your own life. Let me know, because we're doing this thing. You guys, 2 years ago, before I hop off, 2 years ago, I was driving for Lyft and Uber. I worked 70 hours a week. I liked it because I got to talk to people and help people out. I was building a business as a mindset coach. But now I have over 5x my income, and I spend my day helping people. And when I'm done with this, I will be doing texts because I don't know if I can call, but I'm connecting with people every day and helping them to get their lives back in a more sustainable, healthy way. And it's the most rewarding work that I've done in my life, both financially and spiritually. So you guys, ask me about it. And if you start the system, if you're on the system and you think, hey, I might be ready, ask me about it. If that's not you, that's great. But if it is, let me know. I'm going to go rest this voice, maybe hop in the sauna. Sarah, thank you. You know what? By the way, Sarah over here on Facebook, I love all of the attention and support you give me. I just want you to know I see it. And every time I see your comments on my post, I'm so blessed. So you guys, apple cider vinegar is not as convenient as this, I'm going to say. I do like apple cider vinegar, though. I'm going to go. I'll come back later if I can, maybe later tonight. But I've got a lot of talking left to do today. I'll be back tomorrow, though. All right? Thank you, Kim. Kim, we need to connect. We need to get you, I just need to connect and see what's going on with you. All right, you guys all have a great day. Love you all. Thanks for spending your time with me. And we'll talk to you on Facebook. We'll talk to you next week. Look for the rest of the videos this week on weight loss and how it's linked to insulin resistance, and see if you can help yourself out.